What's going on, everybody? It's DJ Sketch and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue our exploration of the Contra series and take a look at the NES sequel, Super C. Starting out with a question. What do you get when you add more aliens, more weapons, more explosions, and more levels? You get the sequel to the run and gun classic Contra, Super C. Released in the arcades in 1988 and getting its home port on the NES in 1990. The story goes a little something like this. Bill and Lance are back only a year after their last encounter with the Red Falcon organization to do battle once again. The alien forces have taken over an allied base and have possessed the troops within. Now you must battle your former allies and a new mutated form of the enemy from our previous mission in the jungle. This entry in the Contra series, a lot like the original, offers up a lot more of the same, except for a few changes got made on this version. Firstly, the 3D, almost like 3D moving forward stages, those have been removed and replaced with overhead stages that are now similar to Ikari Warriors and Time Soldiers, to name a few. These were also included in the arcade version as well. Once again, the arcade coin-op version only has 5 stages, with the second overhead stage being the arcade ending, whereas the NES version adds 3 more levels on top of this beyond this point, with a couple sprinkled in between. A level that's an addition to the NES version is the jungle section, and the other 2 being more in-depth hive and alien nest stages. Also, one of my favorite things about this game in particular are the boss designs. I mean, honestly, look at some of these. These are pretty gnarly. And also, one of the biggest things I missed as a kid playing through this back in the day is how many enemy projectiles you could actually destroy instead of dodging them. It's honestly kind of interesting. Most boss encounters throughout this entire game have destructible shots, which make a lot easier to manage, especially considering that you can either try to be strategic and actually dodge everything, or you can totally just brute force it and just basically just destroy everything in front of you. The choice is yours. And this entry in regards to the US version also had the Konami code included, but also this changed slightly. Instead of the 30 lives that we're used to, which was included in the Japanese version, the US version only got 10 extra lives, making this one, at a glance you would think it's a little bit harder than the original. But also, yeah, this is one that I actually find strangely easier than the original. Compared to its US or arcade counterpart, which I hadn't played until about maybe a decade or so after playing Super C on the Nintendo, the home version was once again the better of the two. And all this pretty much took the template from the original and just basically turned everything up to 11 with some more challenging gameplay and also more environments to actually roam through. And also, let's not forget to mention the music in Super C. Honestly, the music in this game is that gas, dude. And also has so many memorable tunes that go throughout this entire game. And even some of the original Contra title tracks will get stuck in your head too, but these got a few that are actually some solid bangers. And also the soundtrack to Super C in particular is honestly, I can't say it's better than the original, but there's a few tunes that will definitely get stuck in your head for a little while. And this one, much like the original, you guys I'm sure already know that I gave this a 9 out of 10 on the first one. And also I'd say this is probably, just as good. I can't say it's better. It's not. There's a lot of ways that it is better. The fire shot actually is significantly better in this game, but I'd say these two pretty much are one and the same. I give both 9 out of 10. This is also one of the best single player or co-op games that you could possibly have in an NES collection. And otherwise, I'd say play this whichever way you can. It's also available on Xbox Live, and I believe it's on probably a few other online services as well if you want to play the arcade version. But if you want to play the Nintendo version, you can get it on the NES Classic, and also in a handful of other collections, including the Contra collection, which was just released about a month or 2 ago. And that's going to do it for this one. We'll be back again with more Contra games in the future. We're going to try to do this in order, but also there's a few very, very good Contra clones. Blazing Chrome is one in particular that we're going to be taking a look at in just a few more episodes. And I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I will see you on the next one.